Hi, guys. Today we're going to start reading our first personal narrative. For those of you who need a refresher, remember personal means about yourself and the narrative of the story. So it's realistic, it's about something that has happened to you in your life. So we're going to read a personal narrative about a student. She's a female and she is in middle school, like you guys. So I'm going to be reading it to you. This is a personal narrative that we're going to be referring back uh, throughout this week. Okay? And the title is Red Roses. It says, when I was in middle school, what I wanted most was to fit in. That's all anybody wants in middle school. In middle school, you're suspicious of anyone who stands out for any reason. Derek stood out. We all avoided him. My mom had always told us never to make fun of people, so I never did. I can't say the same for my friends. Not that they were outright mean or anything, but they whispered behind their hands, and it was obvious whom they were whispering about. I took no part in this, as I said, but I have to admit, I steered clear of Derek like everyone else. So in this paragraph, guys, we learn that she's she's getting taught good morals at home, but then she's succumbing to peer pressure. So that's something that she's struggling with. Despite my standoffishness, Derek started leaving me little gifts. Every couple of days, something new, treasures out of a cereal box, or a gum machine would turn up in my locker, in my desk, in the pocket of my jacket. I did not know these things. I did not acknowledge these things, and I immediately tossed him into the back of my closet when I got home. I guess I could have told my mother, but I didn't. Sometimes just have you have to figure things out for yourself. The weeks passed. I continued to ignore Derek and made sure to stay out of his way. Still, the presents continued, a different one each time. I resented the fact that he spent so much time thinking up ways to get my attention. Didn't he have better things to do? My friend teased me. Oh, Lila has a boyfriend. Lila has a boyfriend. They sang out. It didn't seem fair. I tried so hard to fit in, to fit into the woodwork, but here I was, being teased, the butt of a joke, the center of attention. One day, Derek strode up to me in the lunchroom and presented me with a dozen roses, red, long stemmed, in a fluted paper wrapper with a note tucked in inside. I know I'm not the coolest kid, but take these roses. You'll be glad you did. I should have been flattered, but I was good and angry. The fact that he stood there grinning, lopsidedly, roses in hand, with that hopeful look in his eyes, made me even angrier. I wanted to squash him like a bug. Leave me alone, I growled. Don't you get it? Go away. Oh, sang the chorus of girls. I wanted to crawl under a rock. Jared looked as miserable as I did. And then, horrors, I saw his bottom lip quiver. He looked like he was going to cry. He couldn't cry. If he cried, they called him a crybaby. Derek is a crybaby, would follow him around for the rest of his life. I decided I would not, could not let that happen. No one was going to make me, not even my friends. I took the roses. I carried them around all day. I never did talk to Derek after that. We nodded politely to each other in the hallway, but I never pretended to like him. and he never gave me another present. Somehow, we work it out. I lost track of Derek when his family moved away. I guess you could say this was the first time I did something I didn't want to do just to protect someone else's feelings from getting hurt. Maybe you could call this growth or maturity? I honestly don't know. Even though it's been a long time since I can picture myself on that day, striding through the corridor proudly, the dozen roses clenched tightly in my hand, walking tall, feeling like no one could touch me.